Okay, and let's change the view. Okay, so there we go. So just to review here, so this first posture, this can be standing mountain. Standing mountain, the arms are a little stiff, or they're straightened out a little bit, and they're away from the body. And the hands are a little bit stiff, so we're intentionally pointing downward. And our attention is following the direction our fingertips are pointing. So this is a grounding posture. And so naturally in this posture, we're going to drop our attention. Usually it's up here in the head, the face, and that's fine. I mean, the reason for that is because that's where our main sense organs are: eyes, our ears, our nose, our mouth. So we're often, focused here. It's not because necessarily that we're thinking too much or we're spaced out or whatever. It's because this is where our eyes are and our nose and our ears. So there's a lot there. So, but we're going to intentionally drop our attention in this posture, whether it's standing mountain or standing position number one. This is where it, like this, is a little bend here, and the palms are facing a little bit. So this is it's just a little more internally focused, where this is focused down. So with the out breath, and we're going to use our eyes and look down inside the body, use the out breath and drop our attention down to the lower dantian, to here. Actually, if you want to, you can go ahead and place your hands. There's three ways to do this. You can place your hands one on top of the other directly over the belly on the body. That's one. The other way is to sort of frame that area. You'll see this sometimes. And then the other is to have it just slightly in front of the body, in any of those ways. But it doesn't matter too much. It's just that we're going to use the hands as an aid to bringing our attention down. And it's very helpful. And we'll feel the warmth on our skin, but we want to move the attention into the middle of the body. And using the eyes, we're looking right down at it. And now with each out breath, we can move the attention down, just as if we're standing in a shower, a warm shower, or a waterfall, so that we're relaxing the body as the breath goes down. And if you like visualization, the suggestion is to visualize a warm, sort of glowing, spherish sort of thing of light right in the middle of the body, in the abdomen. And then that will naturally change a little bit with the breath. As the belly expands, that light will expand a little bit. And as the belly relaxes, the light will concentrate a little more. Okay. Now, since all the dantians are connected, and in fact are just part of this vertical cylinder or axis, there's kind of a shadow awareness of the bottoms of the feet and of the center of the earth. And then there's also kind of a shadow awareness of the middle dantian in the heart, the upper dantian, the dantian above the head, and then up in the universe. So just by focusing on any one of these, it's called a string of pearls in the texts, that they're all connected, but we're focusing on one in particular, but at the same time we're just dimly aware that these other ones are there too. Okay, so let's dip the knees a little and bend the elbows, and this is called the breathing crane. And here now we brought the attention to the lower dantian, and now we're expanding it. So as we breathe in, the hands move away. As we breathe out, they move back in. So it's kind of as if they're resting on this big sort of balloon of light. Now, this will have the tendency to move the awareness out from that point in all directions, back, front, sides, and then back to it. And you may notice sensation in the hands too. Okay, now this is not preliminary, this is a meditation posture. The name of it is Embracing the Womb of Life, or Breathing Crane. So this in itself is a practice. You can stand like this and moving the hands and breathe like this for some time. Okay, let's just take a couple more breaths. Okay, and then in the out breath, then just return to standing. And then this may have deepened your awareness of the breath a little bit. So maybe the whole body is breathing. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead now and bow through the directions. So starting with the east. And then the south. So you bow on the out breath. And the west. back to the screen. And now before we go up with the next out breath, let's drop the attention to the lower dantian. And then we move that energy straight up the middle of the body, out the arms, out the hands, out the fingers, look up, so way up. So this is the highest dantian, sun, moon, stars. Up, and then the eyes come down. We're back to the lower dantian. And now we're embracing both the lower and the middle. And so let's just use the breath to move some attention. So if we visualize the lower dantian as being full of light, so with the in-breath, it's going to concentrate, and with the out-breath, we're going to move some of it up the middle of the body to the heart. So we'll do this 3 times. So move it up to the heart, and then we repeat. Okay, so now that we have this sort of this awareness, this warm light in the lower dantian and the middle dantian. And then there are the echoes of the earth and the brain, the head, and then the universe. Okay, good. So dipping the knees again, move that lower hand up. So again, embracing the heart can be this way, or it can be one hand on the other, or like this, or even like this. Any of these are fine, as long as the hands are helping us bring attention to this part of the body. And again, breathing crane in the middle dantian, so the in-breath, the hands move away. Okay, next one, we're going to opening the heart. So this time we're pointing to the heart, and with the breath, so this is the relational quality of the middle dantian. The air is coming and going, and we're expressing this with our arms and hands. We're sort of embracing the world, all that is. So my heart goes out, and then everything comes in. And smile a little bit. Let's just do 2 more. right. Return to breathing crane. And then remember the lower dantian also. Now, it's important with the breathing to be aware of the expansion is in all directions. So we're expanding behind us too. The sides, the front, up and down, the whole chest expanding. And then with our consciousness, we can expand beyond the body. So sort of breathing through the pores of the skin. And you may notice some sensations when you activate behind you, the back. We don't usually pay much attention to it. Okay. Let's just do one more. Okay, and let's return to standing. Okay, so what they would say, we've activated the lower dantian, and we've activated the middle dantian. Just means we've included those areas of the body in our awareness, our consciousness. All right, and let's go into a flying crane. This is middle dantian, but it begins at the lower dantian, so it's sort of this basket. So with the breath, we're going to start out with the arms lower. We're creating this basket. So we're really opening the ancestral chi, the lower dantian. And as the arms go up, we're activating the middle dantian, the heart and lungs. Eyes follow the hands. So there's a gesture here at the bottom. We're kind of pointing to the ground. We're bringing up the ancestral chi to the lower dantian, and then moving to the middle, and then out. So you can use the eyes, so they'll point all the way down. We raise the chi from the earth, then move it up the middle of the body to the heart, and then out the arms, out the fingers. And you can do this slowly if you want to. The hands can get very high, and then it's sort of we're referencing the upper dantian and the cosmos. So we're activating all of these centers just with this one movement. So that's the outer crane. Now the inner crane, so we're activating this externally with the big movements, and then internally with the small movement. So And when we're doing the internal, small movement, the internal movement, this is where we're bringing awareness to the lower dantian, and the middle dantian, and then back to the lower dantian, and then out and up. So the attention is moving up the body, down the body, beyond the body in all directions. So all the way from the center of the earth to the cosmos, all the way up. And feel free to do this more slowly, so it's easier to move the attention. Okay, expressing side to side with the hands, but also all around. We're describing kind of a big sphere, a big oval. So notice where the palms are facing, and then that's where the attention's going to go. Let's just do a couple more. And reduce the movements. And then you'll return to standing position 1. And we're just going to touch into the correlating standing postures, meditation postures for these dantians. So this is standing position 1. So dipping the knees will come up. This is standing position 2. So here we're creating what they call the crescent moon with the 2 hands. Can call this the tree hugger position, but all the fingers are pointing to their opposite member. And this is directly opposite the heart. So in this position, with the out breath, we want to let go of the shoulders. Let go of any tension in the buttocks or the thighs, anywhere. Relax the elbows. And if you like, you can imagine resting the arms on a big pillow. So breathing through the whole body. And you can hold this posture for as long as you want to. It will get a little challenging, but you'll find that that deepens your meditation practice a lot. If you start getting stiff and uncomfortable, breathe through those areas and just relax more into the posture. It creates stability. Okay, so that's standing number 2. So let's just go back to standing 1. Now this would be the lower dantian, and this standing mountain, that's down to the earth. So this is lower, but it's not. It's more subtle. It's just like this. And of course, this is a standing posture for meditation too. And here we're focusing on the belly. And there's nothing wrong with standing like this. It's not a formal named posture, but there's nothing wrong with it. That's fine. Okay. Now, once we're quite stable here with the lower dantian, the middle dantian, and that column, so we can activate the upper dantian. So the posture for that one, dipping the knees, and standing 3 is here. So the palms are facing outward and forming a triangle right in the middle of the forehead, and the eyes are looking up. This is called window to the moon. And we're practicing breathing in the moonlight or the sunlight, starlight, breathing that in through the hands and into the forehead. And exhale, and it goes down the whole body. So this posture is a little more challenging. But the basic thing is we want to just relax into it. Okay? And just for reference, okay, so dipping the knees again. So the 5th, I'll bend down. The fifth is forming this triangle at the crown of the head. And so this is referencing the column, and the palms are facing upward. So this is referencing the light of the sun, the moon, the stars, and focusing that straight down through the crown of the head and down through the whole body. So then you hold this posture as long as you like, and then when you're ready, dip the knees again. And come down to standing position 5. And the palms are like this. So the attention is, the palms are, it's not standing mountain, but the palms are facing the floor. Okay. Okay, very good. So when we have this training and we're aware of these areas, well, let's just do a common practice like tree and spring. Well, now we'll do tree and spring with the awareness of these different dantians. So starting out, pointing down to the earth. So in breath, now we're pointing lower dantian, middle, upper, cosmos, extending out in all directions, coming back down the center of the body, all the way down to center of the earth, pointing to that. So the string of pearls. So with this kind of awareness of these three centers in the body, we can bring the mind to those centers and activate them with our consciousness while we do the movements. Whatever movements they might be, or postures. Let's just do one more. And now let's just go into tree and autumn. So the opposite, palms out. Palms are facing down. Let's just do one more. And then return to standing. So why did the ancients come up with all this? Why do we do this? And fundamentally, it's cleansing all these different areas of the mind and the body, using the breath and movement of this life force energy. We're cleansing and refreshing these different areas of consciousness. This can heal trauma, neuroses, overly activated emotions. It can heal karma, individual and collective, simply by aligning the body and the consciousness with this life force energy. It sweeps away obstructions. And it contributes, of course, to health and flexibility of the physical body, as well as the emotional body, the mental body, the spiritual body. And it brings all these different bodies, these different levels of consciousness together into wholeness. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and bring up our stool now. And just dropping into your meditation posture. And now this is up to you, just a little bit of reminder. If we're going to practice a meditation that is going to bring us into stability into patience, mountain sort of consciousness. We're going to drop our attention with the out breath into the lower dantian. Same thing if we're going to contemplate anything about our ancestors. Dropping the attention into the lower dantian. Okay. If we're going to do a meditation, like say a metta meditation, if we're going to intentionally bring up maybe wounds that we've suffered, we're going to move our attention from the lower dantian, always we start there, and move it up into the middle dantian, the heart. And this is if we want to engage with the emotions or send healing energy or love to another being, or to exercise self-compassion or self-love. We'll bring the attention up to that part of our body. And if we're going to contemplate some aspect of the Dharma or something that's troubling us mentally, something we can't figure out, then we can move. We never start here, but then we can move our attention up into the upper dantian. And this would connect up into spiritual realms. So if for instance, we're seeking guidance from spiritual beings, we would move up to the upper dantian and then up and out the crown of the head and up into the non-physical. Also, if we want to connect with people who have died, so we can use the hands, use the eyes, move our attention where we want it. And if we're doing mindfulness of body, it's not going to be in any one of these. It's going to be generally in the whole body. Same with breath. So we'll just sit quietly for a few minutes. And if you want to, you can experiment with the effect of your meditation by focusing on different parts of the body. You may have noticed that after a while, the content of the meditation becomes less site specific. And that's natural and that's good, and that's because consciousness is non-local. We can use these various parts of the body as doorways to focus our intention. But after some amount of time, the meditation itself will take over and will just exist in consciousness, which includes the whole body, the whole mind, the space around the body, um, and potentially everything else. So don't feel at all dismayed if you sort of lose track of the place in the body, because that's just a doorway. And at some point, once we pass through that, and then we're entering into a bigger area that's just this consciousness. And maybe just check that, you know, you can bring your attention fully back into the senses of your body, and particularly sense of touch. You can bring your attention fully back. Oh yes, this body is here, and the breath is here. And then there's also this kind of bigger consciousness that's non-localized. It's not just in any one place. Okay, very good. Let's just take a few more breaths. And then do your little coming back routine, starting maybe with fingers and toes. Okay, very good. Now let's go ahead and do our closing sequence together. So we'll clap our hands together on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. So really feel this, you know, it should feel good, and just feel it. Don't worry about being sure you do every single move. You know, do something while it feels good. And then you can comb back the hair if you like. You can massage the face a little bit. If you like, you can do the temples, the jaw, the ears, whatever. Just go with whatever you know feels right. This has been taught to me by a number of teachers, masters. Tapping the kidneys. This is said to, what they say, it's closing the gate, closing the gates of chi, so that the benefit of the practice remains in the body, and then massaging the kidneys. Okay, very good. Well, thank you so much for your practice. And if you would like to slip away, please do so. And if you would like to stay for our conversation, then we can do that.